Hi, I am Marina Webster, your host for Inspiring OSA TV. And today I'm going to interview Sandra Bennett. Welcome, Sandra.
Thank you.
And Sandra wrote a book, children's book, Gingerbread Aliens. So, Sandra, tell us about your book.
Okay, well, first of all, the book itself is about three brothers who start to organise themselves to do some cooking in the kitchen for the school fete. And various things go wrong in the kitchen because they start arguing, so the bowls get mixed up, and from there it escalates into quite a lot of mischief. And various things happen that start to escalate, that become quite hilarious and quite entertaining. That brings in the next door neighbour, who tells quite an interesting tale, and the story goes on from there. It's basically to try and encourage kids to read, which is basically why I wrote it. I wanted to get children to read. I wrote it over 10 years ago now, when I was teaching. Which made me, I always had a passion to write, and I've always had a passion to get kids to read. So always in the classroom, I was always writing stories for children about themselves, so that they would want to read the story because it would be about them. And from there, it became a natural thing to then to do a writing course, so that I would improve my writing, and then I would be able to write more stories for them. And then I would get people saying, well, you should be writing more. And I thought, well, yes, because I love writing, and I love teaching kids.
So you're a teacher, you're a primary school teacher.
I'm a primary school teacher, yes. And my kids in the classroom would just always want more and more stories. I would take photos of them doing things within the classroom, and then I would take it home and I would write a story around things that they would be doing in the classroom. Right. And from there, then that would inspire them more to learn to read, because they'd be reading about themselves. So then from there, after having done the writing course, it was, well, so easy to think, well, if you're going to really get kids to want to read, it's got to be from the heart, it's got to be familiar. And I want to get reluctant readers and ESL readers to want to pick up a book and read it independently themselves. So it has to be something that's going to be familiar to them. Writing a lot of fantasy at a young age, they can't relate to it when they're still trying to learn the words. So it was a matter of thinking, well, okay, let's come back to the basics and let's start with something that's happening in the kitchen. And I thought about it, and I thought, well, when my boys were little, we used to make a lot of bread in the kitchen. So I thought, okay, what would happen if the bread went wrong? So I started asking the what-if questions. What if this happens? What if that happened? And what can we do with it from there? And from that, the story just developed. And the story progressed. And you started to look at all the weird and wonderful and wacky things that can happen if you start twisting things and rearranging things and asking all those what-if questions. And we happened at the time to be living in a house where the school was right behind us. So I took that and I said, okay, well, we're actually in the house, the school's right behind us, so if they're going to be making these things for the fete, I can see it right from our back door, the principal's window. So if you're going to throw something or kick something, where's it going to naturally land? Right through the principal's window. So of course they're going to get into a lot of strife. If you suddenly break a principal's window, he's not going to be very happy.
So the main characters are three brothers.
Yes.
And who is Gingerbread?
The Gingerbread Alien is made by the youngest boy.
Okay.
Right. The three characters. The eldest boy is very much a science fanatic or a science nerd, and he makes silly putty. And so he's busy getting all the ingredients to make the silly putty. The middle son's trying to make the bread. He's more the quieter, more sensitive sort of child and always concerned about what can go wrong. Then you've got the youngest one who's the mischievous scallywag sort of character. And so instead of making just a not normal gingerbread, he decides, I'm going to turn my gingerbread man into a gingerbread alien. So he reshapes him a little bit and starts putting things onto him, like he uses a lolly snake and makes for intestines. And then he puts sultanas and honey across the top as brains. So he makes these aliens. But of course, they get burnt and they all start to melt and things sort of don't quite work out as they should.
Did he become alive, Gingerbread Alien?
No, he doesn't become alive, no. No.
So all the story built basically around three brothers?
It does build around the three brothers, which my boys probably won't be happy about me saying, does actually come from my three boys. Yes,
Right.
When they were little, they did inspire me for the characters. Yes.
So the characters, three boys, they love to read?
Yes, they do.
They love to read?
They love to read,
Okay.
especially the eldest boy, because he loves reading scientific magazines and learning, and that's what I wanted to encourage. I want kids to realise that there is more to life than just computers and games, that the building blocks of learning come from reading. And if you can't read, you can't learn. And the world is open to you if you can read. So reading needs to just come back to the basics and be fun. Enjoy the reading for just the imagination and the fun of it, and then you've got the basics, you've got the words, and you can go from there, and you can open up and learn whatever you want to be able to learn from there. So come back and just have a bit of fun.
Yes, I understand. So the main message is to encourage children to read.
Exactly.
Through your characters.
Yes, through these three boys who get up to all this mischief.
Yes, it's very good. So what's your future plans about writing?
Oh, there's definitely going to be more happening with this. These three boys have got a lot more to happen yet. So there's a lot more in the series to come yet. There is actually a twist at the end, which I can't say because I don't want to spoil the ending, but there is another character that is introduced at the end. So between the three boys, the nosy neighbour, Mrs. Witherbottom, the principal Penwright, and the character that gets introduced at the end and the twist at the end, there is a lot more happening yet to come.
So it's basically this book going to be series?
Yes.
Okay, and all about three brothers and Gingerbread Aliens?
Yes.
Very good.
A lot more there to come yet.
Very good. So where people can buy your book, Sandra?
Okay, I have a website. It is www.gingerbread-aliens.com and also in Demic stores and co-op bookshops, yeah.
And a few independent.
And there'll be a few independent stores as well.
Okay. Yeah. And if people want to contact you, like about your book or talk to you, how they contact you?
Okay. I'd love any children who do read it and want to give me some feedback. I would love that, and I'll do my best to write back to them. They can email me at gingerbreadalien@gmail.com. That will also be on the website, and there will also be a Facebook page that will be linked to it as well.
Okay, so you're going to have a Facebook page.
Yes.
You call it Gingerbread Aliens?
Gingerbread Aliens, yes.
Okay, it's very good for any children who want to contact you. Okay, okay, Sandra, it's very nice to talk to you.
Lovely, thank you very much, Irina.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you very much.